Window cleaners of Reddit, what are your stories you witnessed on the job? I worked retail and once a month a window cleaner lady would come in and clean the store windows. She told me that one time she was cleaning the windows from the inside of the Apple store and a man walks by and licks the outside part of the window she was cleaning. She was upset since she had already cleaned it and would have to clean it again, but responded by telling the man, "Good thing I haven't cleaned that side." The man got upset and went to look for a manager. So I was on a 10-story, early in the morning, first drop of the day. Top floor, naked man, nothing but a TLI mask on, not my thing. Next floor, naked woman in her kitchen, 80, looked like a puppet out of a Genesis video. Also not my thing. About an hour or two later, elsewhere on the building, an older woman offers me some cookies out a window. I see that the initial woman is kinda hiding in the shadows. She felt bad about flashing me and went to her friend's apartment to give me cookies. That was a weird day. Never saw anything I particularly wanted to though. Not a window cleaner, but my mom used to work on the top floor of a 32-floor building and there were some window cleaners a couple of floors down. My mom heard alarms going off in the building suddenly and she didn't know what was happening but it seemed bad. A few hours later she found out that the wind was so bad that day that the window cleaners were getting thrown around and smashing into a bunch of windows. Apparently the videos on the news showed them being pulled 20 feet away from the building in the heavy winds and they were just hanging on for dear life. They thankfully were rescued and no one got hurt, but they promptly quit. I worked mostly residential. Homes up to 3 stories or so, and small commercial places. I was doing the insides in a home working my way around and when I got to the master bathroom, the bathroom door was closed. Now, the homeowners were well aware that we were there and I lightly knocked on the door before going in. Hearing no response, I opened the door. And there he was in all his glory. 70-ish-year-old man, naked as the day he was born except for having his head covered by his towel. He didn't hear my knock but he heard the door open and said something like, "Is that you, honey?" Thinking his wife had walked in. I was shocked and mumbled something like "Oh sorry" and quickly backed out. Ordinarily I worked from the door and went clockwise around the house but I went straight back to the front door to work counterclockwise back to the master, giving him some time to get decent. I told the wife that I had accidentally walked in on her husband as he was getting out of the shower and she was fucking tickled. She told me he's deaf as a stump and probably had no idea, but she hoped I'd enjoyed my thrill for the day. Oh, another time I was washing interiors with a co-worker and the wife had a very racy boudoir shoot in one of those multiple photo frames on the bedroom wall. Can't lie, she looked hot as hell, but my coworker was much more shy about talking to her after seeing her mostly nude so I took care of the invoice at the end of the job. Real nice lady. If she ever considered that we had seen those photos she didn't show a care in the world about it. Not a window cleaner however I was working on a high-rise construction site when one of the guys yells out, "There's a girl here shaving her pussy on the balcony." Naturally we all run over to look at the building next door. There was a woman on the balcony giving her cat a haircut. I used to work during my high school years for my uncle's company off hours as window cleaner. One late afternoon when most employees of that office building already left, I saw a rather escalating fist fight between 2 employees and a rather helpless woman trying to intervene a broomstick. One of those unreal moments of disbelief and relief to be the window cleaner on the other side. When I was around 8 years old me and my mom were in a waiting room to see a specialist because I needed tubes in my ears. This doctor's office was in a taller building, I would say at least 8 to 10 floors. I remember vividly going to grab a kid's storybook from a little table beside a window. When I was reaching for the book I saw a man fall past the window that I was right beside. He died instantly. The doctor took us out of the building through the parking garage so that we didn't have to go by the scene. Edit. Important information. He was a window cleaner. I remember seeing him clean the windows from inside the building before he fell and thinking it was pretty neat because I'd never seen that before. Veil. I was cleaning windows as part of ancillary task for my job at an old folks home and this naked old lady wouldn't stop watching and staring at me while I was cleaning the windows from the outside. Longest 3 minutes of my life. Not much of a story, but you see a lot of peeing. Mostly on accident but also plenty of exhibitionists out there. I do lots of work in a largely gay town. Seriously, more gay couples than straight. They love seeing us young working guys come do their windows, and I don't blame them. Some often will schedule us nearly weekly. I really don't mind it as a straight man, I find it quite flattering, really. Some creepos like to show off their stuff though, and along with that I've seen plenty of full frontal nude dude art hanging on walls and whatnot. I've told this story before but here it goes. I work on a small team of only women. We usually only have like 3 people in the office on the weekends and we are on the 3rd floor. My colleague decided to pump breast milk in her cubicle and just told us not to come over until she gave the okay. Not unusual. Right as she started pumping completely uncovered, a random window cleaner descended from above and she let out a shriek. I don't think he even noticed right away, but then we watched him quickly try to scurry away from the window. He never came back to clean those windows, lol. Not a window cleaner but, I woke up one day with serious morning wood. Wife was sleeping, so I decided to take care of it myself. One hand on my penis on the laptop trackpad, I notice a shadow fall on my through the window. I look out the window and lock eyes with the maintenance guy doing some work on the outside of the building as he was being pulled up to the top floor. That was their first week. I saw that guy every day for the next 3 weeks while they finished work. I was cleaning the windows of a place I worked at, not an actual window cleaner. It was in the evening so almost no cars in the parking lot. As I am cleaning, a woman walks out of the building, goes to her car and immediately takes off her blouse and bra and puts on a hoodie. Had some of the best boobs I've seen in my life. Never spoke a word about it until today. I work with kids and there was a window cleaner yesterday. The kids love watching him work and ask all kind of question. What is he doing? How is he doing that? How does he get so high up? The man was really chill. He high-fived all the kids and answered some questions. He made their day. So if you are a window cleaner and you do this, thank you. I feel like as a non-window cleaner I apparently have a spicier story than most of the window cleaners, lol. My family was in NYC on vacation back in like 2007 and we stayed on a high floor in a hotel that had excellent views of the city and the buildings around it. I had a pair of those cheap-ass pocket binoculars and was using them to gaze around. I was truly not trying to peep at all, but on a casual pass I spotted what was very clearly a naked photoshoot going on in another building. I saw 2 guys both naked as the day they were born posing in front of one of the windows and was so startled I dropped the binoculars like in a movie. Long story short, my skeptical but very curious family took turns verifying my claim and then we all laughed really hard. Never thought I'd actually see something like that. It was like that episode from Friends. I do mainly high-rise, so rope access, so there are a lot of people who forget to close their curtains and blinds. Plenty of naked people, mainly old though. An elderly person on the toilet, that was probably my most awkward. A few people offering me coffee, tea, soft drink, alcohol. Scaring the life out of people who had no idea we were coming. The worst experience I've had is probably the first time we arrived at a new building and had no idea how to get up onto the roof. The elevator went straight into the penthouse apartment. So my colleague and I called out but got no response. So we called again, this time louder. Nothing. So we start casually wandering around this apartment looking for stairs, or a hatch. Anything. After a few minutes we hear the most rage-induced shouting and a sleepy-looking man in his underwear comes bounding out his room and chased us out. He had no idea who we were, and why we were in his apartment. We apologized profusely and after he calmed down he was pretty embarrassed. No one told him we were coming so it's understandable he got so upset by being woken up like that. Okay, so like a week ago I'm up on a 20-story business building. As I'm moving down a hawk smacked straight into the glass and fell into the lift. I had no idea what to do with this currently flopping bird as the guy in the cubicle is giving me a death stare. Guess it spooked him and he thought it was me. This week I was cleaning apartments and these 2 college-aged girls are sitting on their couch when they notice me. They run up and one flashes me. The other one writes on a sign with a marker and lifts it up for me to see. It said "Op, you should use a serious tag." And that leads us to today. I was a window cleaner from leaving school for about 4 years. There was a time when a friend dropped his ladder which smashed through somebody's front door. The owner of the house was at work and we had to call the police to report what we'd done and secure the house. There was a guy sat in his bedroom on the edge of his bed, at lunchtime, in a shirt, tie, jacket, no trousers, masturbating with great vigor when I popped up at his window. A middle-aged woman used to greet me naked from her bedroom window. I changed the route a few times so I arrived at her house at various times and days but she was always naked and in her bedroom. I almost got into a fight in a pub because I was asked, by a stranger, what I did and when I told him he said all them housewives at home begging for a day. To which I replied, is that what happens at your house, pal? I was asked, why are you working on a bank holiday? To which my response was, do I look like I work in a bank? I was asked why am I working in the rain, snow, to which my response was, would you pay me if I didn't? There were always houses that would offer a drink, have a chat, some even fed me if I arrived at lunch. Certain old dears used to do baking when they knew I was due. There are probably loads more if I have a think about it.